Nation Now Network for All, in short CNN for All, Urbana, Illinois, USA.
And Bethel House of Refuge, Muhammad, Illinois, presents this week's breaking news in wellness and in health for all people and all professionals. Hi, I'm the Pete of Dr. Z and Pete, presently the CEO of Bethel House of Refuge in Muhammad. Formerly, I was executive director of a prison ministry in this area, and previous to that, owner-operator of a commercial construction business in this area. This is my good friend and my co-host, Dr. Alex Rama Zachariah. Doc is also a medical professor and the CEO of CNN for All. He formerly was the chief medical officer, the medical director of Provena, now President's United Medical Center in Danville, Illinois, in all of 2008 and part of 2009. Prior to that, he was the dean of one of the top 12 medical schools out of 300 plus medical schools in Ludhiana, India. Christian Medical College, Ludhiana, India. Doc, with his wife, Prema, also a retired physician and a professor, now spend their lives in Urbana, Illinois, where they have resided since 2005. Doc, you got a great resume. I'm pleased to be a co-host with you and have you here with me as a co-host. I need you to tell the folks what we're all about here.
Please note, this is not medical advice. This is for your information only. Do not change your treatment based on this info. You may mention this to your doctor. You may even ask your physician to watch this.
Ooh, that'd be good. And listen, ask your physician to watch it. If you need to communicate with us, you can do it by email at breakingnews@cnnforall.com. That's breakingnews@cnn4all.com. Well, let's get right to it, Doc. Smoking prevention in schools, does it work? What do you think? That's what they're saying. Smoking prevention in school reduces the number of young people who will later become smokers. For young people who have never smoked, these programs appear to be effective at least 1 year after their implementation.
Published in the Cochrane Review 2013, October 2013, they reviewed 134 studies in 25 different countries. How many people? This is about 500,000 people.
Oh my!
Half a million people, and so this is obviously a big study that has been reported.
Right. 500,000 is not chump change. So what we know is that it's definitely significant, right?
Yes. And that's also from how many countries? 25.
25. And it's young people, right?
That's right. And so they didn't have any change in the first year. But it certainly had the number of smokers after first year was definitely, there was a significant effect.
Excellent. Well, we see that partially this thing is working. We're going to move to the Mediterranean diet. Is it linked to preserving memory? University of Alabama at Birmingham, UAB study suggests that the Mediterranean diet, which emphasizes consuming foods with omega-3 fatty acids found in fish, chicken, and salad dressing, and avoiding, Doc, like you're talking about, saturated fats, meat, dairy, foods, they may be linked to preserving memory. There may be stuff in there that cuts off your memory. So
the research is published in April. It was this year in the issue of Neurology, the Medical Journal of American Academy of Neurology. However, the same association was not found in people with diabetes. This study, the largest had done on Mediterranean diet, the dietary information from 17,000 African Americans, Caucasians, all the others, average age of 64, and those who more closely followed the Mediterranean diet were 20% less likely to develop problems with their thinking and memory skills.
Well, listen, at this age, Vanny, you got enough problems with memory and thinking skills, and I like Mediterranean food, so that's good news for me. Okay, there's a key shift in the brain that creates a drive to overeat, and it's been identified.
A team of American and Italian neuroscientists has identified a cellular change in the brain that accompanies obesity.
Cellular change, so that means it's biological, right?
Yes, that's right. The findings could explain the body's tendency to maintain undesirable weight levels rather than the ideal weight and identify possible targets for pharmacological efforts to address obesity.
You know, when my brother was little and he was big, the doctor said he had to do push-aways.
Yes.
The findings published in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Science, April 2013, that's fairly recent. The researchers identified in mice
Yes.
a switch that occurs in the hypothalamus.
Yes.
Man, you're going to have to tell us what that is. The switch involves the receptors that trigger or inhibit the release of orexin A peptide, which stimulates the appetite in normal weight mice. Activation of this receptor decreases orexin A release. In obese mice, activation of this receptor stimulates orexin A release. So,
Orexin, interesting name. It's correlated with anorexia. Yeah.
So, hey, check this out. You
Yeah.
like green tea.
Yeah.
So what do you think? Will green tea help you lose weight? That's what they're pushing. Evidence has shown that green tea extract may be an effective herbal remedy useful for weight control and helping to regulate glucose in type 2 diabetes.
It's adult diabetes.
Yes.
This study from the University School of Medicine in the Republic of Korea, published in Archives of Pharmacology. That's a very standard
They like
journal.
green tea over there.
Yes, in April 2013, the green tea extract and polyethylene glycol complex may be a preventive and therapeutic tool for obesity and obesity-related adult diabetes without too much concern about the side effects.
So, you know, green tea, I like it. It's good for you. You can get it in Einstein's here.
Absolutely.
Very good. Hey, check this out, Doc. Women are twice as likely to be offended by smartphone use. Are you kidding me? The world may be increasingly uncivil, and the workplace is no exception. With the rise of smartphones, you've probably been a perpetrator of bad behavior yourself. Checking text messages or taking cellular message during a business meeting or lunch while you're talking to someone. Oh, excuse me, I got it.
Yeah, no. Published in the Journal of Business Communication Quarterly, October 2013. 3 out of 4 people consider that checking text or emails was unacceptable behavior in business meetings. I'm not surprised. 87% of the people said answering a call was rarely or never acceptable in a business meeting. And the majority of people thought that writing text message is rude. Writing or sending a text message is inappropriate. It's interesting.
Well, that's true. My kids think that, so I don't even bring my phone in when I come in there or in church or something. You know, the bell rings, the preacher's preaching. Oh, my goodness. Hello? That's not going to work. You know what I mean? All right. Review of daily aspirin dosage highlights concerns about side effects. Researchers at Warwick Medical School have published the most comprehensive review, Doc, of benefits and risks of daily dose of prophylactic aspirin and warn that greater understanding of the side effects is needed. I know a lot of people that take one a day, you know, 80 milligrams.
81 milligram, and it's just small. The paper published by the National Institute for Health Research and Health Technology program in United Kingdom, UK, the possible benefits of a daily dose have been promoted as a primary prevention for people who are currently free of, but at the risk of developing cardiovascular disease or even colon cancer, colorectal cancer. So it has a sort of protective role. The potentially harmful side effects such as bleeding and the gastrointestinal problems need to be kept in mind.
Right.
It's actually,
isn't that why they take low dose?
Very low dose.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
So that's, well, you just keep in mind the risk and the side effects, and that'll be helpful. How are children affected by maternal anxiety and depression if their mom's depressed? Maternal symptoms of anxiety and depression increase, Doc, the risk of emotional and disruptive behavior in children at nearly early as 18 months of age.
18
My
months
goodness,
of age.
that means mom's attitude can affect kids.
According to new research findings from the study at the Norwegian Institute of Public Health, it's published in the Journal of Developmental and Behavioral Pediatrics, October 2013. The risk persisted unto adolescence and also gave an increased risk of depressive symptoms.
Oh my!
Also problem behaviors in early life were also associated with later problems in adolescence.
Isn't that what we call acting out?
Yes.
You betcha. Come on, Mom.
Yes.
Shake it off.
You had to think about your kids.
About your kids, right? Absolutely. Hey, we've got a study that links youth obesity to TV fast food advertising. Go figure. Who knew? Youth obesity is associated with receptiveness to TV fast food advertising.
The study is published it will be published in November 2013 issue of the American Journal of Preventive Medicine. The study found that young people with obesity are significantly more likely to notice and the name of the brand in fast food ads and they see on television than non-obese peers.
Man, the link between youth obesity and receptiveness to the TV ads, Doc, was amazing. And it held even when factors like snacking while watching TV, sugary intake, drinks, and the frequency of visits to fast food restaurants. You know, that goes along with the idea that you don't go to the store to buy food when you're hungry. You know, they're cuffing fast foods and this and that. Not good for you.
Yes.
All right, we got some more information on drinking. 1 12-ounce sugar-sweetened soft drink a day can increase the risk of adult type 2 diabetes by 22%. That's drinking one or one extra 12-ounce serving size of sugar-sweetened soft drink can be enough to increase the risk of type 2 diabetes, which is adult diabetes, by 22%, way too high.
And the research is published in Diabetologia, the Journal of European Association for Study of Diabetes. And this year, the authors also observed a statistically significant increase in adult diabetes incidence related to artificially sweetened, even artificially sweetened sweet drink consumption.
You bet.
Sweet drink consumption. So that's, you know, people think that if you just artificial put in and
and it saves you the problem. No way.
Yes.
What about well, some of these things that are being bombarded, advertising, all that are things that are not good for us.
Yeah.
We are talking about it all the time. You need to take responsibility for your own health, right?
Own health.
Okay. Well, listen, we'd like to thank Science Daily for the info that they provided, and we'd like to thank all of you for watching us. We'll be back real soon. And I think, don't we have somebody in the green room?
Yeah, we
Dr. Ross with us?
Expert.
All right, we'll be right back.
Alzheimer's disease, if left unchecked, will strike millions, including baby boomers, their children, and grandchildren in the coming years. As a scientist studying Alzheimer's disease for the American Health Assistance Foundation, I'm well aware that continued research is our only hope for finding a cure. Call 1-800-437-2423 or visit ahaf.org for free publications on Alzheimer's.
Compassion Now Network for All, Urbana, Illinois, USA presents.
And Bethel House of Refuge, Muhammad, Illinois presents this week's breaking news in wellness and health for all people and all professionals. Hi, I'm the Pete of Dr. Z and Pete. This is my distinguished co-host, Dr. Alex Rema Zachariah. Doc is also a medical professor and the CEO of CNN for All. And we got a treat for you. We have a more distinguished expert.
More distinguished?
Well, let's just call him a more expert.
Of course, I'm more distinguished than you.
Dr. Ross Yoha, MD. And we're going to have a panel discussion. So we'd like for you...
Thank you for inviting me.
Hey, thanks for being here with us, Doc. Being that you're a more expert, I got a whole list of questions for you.
Shoot.
All right, you ready?
Shoot.
All right. Does the Mediterranean diet protect against type 2 or adult diabetes?
Interesting you asked that question because they just published in Diabetologia a study of 23,000 people on Mediterranean diet followed for 10 years.
10 years, huh? That's a long time.
And that's a good study, and that definitely showed that Mediterranean diet does help in type 2 or what we call adult diabetes.
So it does, the Mediterranean diet does help for good health.
That's right. You know, some people think that it is because of weight control, but I tell you it's not weight control. It is primarily, it's because of the good food they eat. It has, so I have a song.
Okay, I'm sure you got a song.
Eat more, yes, eat more of veggies, fruits, whole grains, go on nuts on nuts.
Oh,
Come on, sing it.
these are the main ingredients of the old Mediterranean diet, right?
That's it. Sing it, eat
Eat
more.
more?
Yes, eat more.
More what?
More of veggies, whole grains, fruits, go nuts on nuts.
All right, that's a good encouragement.
You're
for
not
the people.
singing with me?
No, I'm not singing with you. You got a better voice than I do. You're an expert. I'm an expert. All right, I got another question.
No. Not eat less. Yes, eat less. Less of fried food, starch, sugar. Say no to soda pop.
That means you can't just eat more of this other without eating less of the stuff that's not good for you.
You got it. You're smart.
Got to be a change in diet, Dr. Ross. All right, let me ask you a question.
Do you recommend people to go to Mediterranean diet? Of course, yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm on it. I need some lasagna or something like that. All right. Can drinking just one 12-ounce sugar-sweet soft drink a day increase the risk of adult diabetes by 22%? Is that real?
Oh, another smart question. You know what? They just published this month, October 2013, again, Diabetologia, which is a journal from Europe focusing on diabetes, that just drinking one sugary one, it can really affect and your chances of developing diabetes mellitus goes up. So eat less. Yes, eat less. Less of fried foods, starch, sugar. Say no to soda pop. Hey,
that's right. Even artificially sweetened drinks carry the risk of adult diabetes?
You know what? There is still sometimes they think just take the artificial. No, they have shown even artificially sweetened can increase the diabetes. Don't ask me why.
All right, let me keep on going because all these things are interconnected.
Yes.
I got another question. Are children affected by, the advertising that links fat kids, youth obesity to fast food advertising on television? Do you think it can have that much of an impact?
Yeah, it does. Again, this study is interestingly published in the American Journal of Preventive Medicine, a very reputable journal, American Journal of Preventive Medicine, that children, or watching, the young ones watching the television, particularly the TV commercials, they even not only eat nor they run to them.
Oh yeah, and you can see kids watching TV, and then they start promoting fast foods or snacks or sugary snacks. Boy, they go, Mom, I want some of these, right? I mean,
that's correct.
Don't these people have to be more responsible in advertising? And
then we think that they are, we have obesity as a problem in children. Exercise more, walk, jog, run, bike. Treadmill, elliptical, till soaked in sweat. So these kids should have exercise. You got it. Exercise more, 5 days a week, half hour or more, till soaked in sweat.
Doc, what do you think? Shouldn't parents exercise as well by restricting that type of sugary intake and probably even restricting some of their television habits? What do you think?
You got it. And the parents should be role models.
You bet. All right, I'm going to jump over onto this other area because I know you're an expert on many things. What about aspirin? Is daily aspirin really beneficial?
Oh, I take it myself, and or even though I'm quite young, but daily aspirin is very beneficial against two things. Number one are the cardiovascular events, and of course, colon cancer. Oh, even colon cancer? I didn't know that. You didn't know that? That on Russia? Oh.
Well, you got to keep in mind the risk of bleeding, right?
That's it. That's not the problem. It's only 81 milligram, and if you take it with food, and now what? It comes with coated. It's kind of coated sugar, and then the coated aspirin 81 milligrams. So that bleeding must be kept in mind.
Oh my goodness. Well, we'll take your advice on that, Doc. Now listen, I'm going to jump into another area because we're wanting to cover a whole gamut of things, and somebody told me you were an expert. So, how about smartphones? You got one?
Oh, can you live without a smartphone?
All right, do's and don'ts of smartphones. What do you think? Wait a minute. Excuse me a minute. Hello? No, I'm on
No,
TV.
come on. See, that
Sorry.
is kind of rude. You know, while we are having the show, you are answering the smartphone.
sorry.
Yeah, particularly this is a show, and you know what they found? They even published it in this particular one in a business
journal?
Yeah, they did. And texting, answering a call like you did just now. I know you were kidding.
Yeah, I was kidding. Wait a minute.
And you certainly drove home a point.
Yeah.
Anyway, so it is not only rude, and you need to think of where you are, focus on what you are. Particularly in business meeting, it's unacceptable.
Or even in personal interactions, right, Doc? I mean, if you're talking to me and I'm texting, you know what you know? I'm not listening to you.
And also, while on smartphones, please don't text and drive.
Absolutely,
answer
don't be
phone
doing
calls.
that.
Just don't do that.
You know, in a lot of states, it's illegal. All right, Doc, I'm going to jump back to a weight.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about green tea? Will it help you lose weight?
I love green tea. How about you?
Yeah, I do. I like it a lot.
It is light. It is green.
Yes.
And it has to be green tea with thoroughly ethylene glycol. Thoroughly ethylene glycol, and could have protective role in obesity and diabetes.
Well, let's get on with the green tea. What about in the brain? What is it in your brain? I mean, people are saying there's something that clicks in your brain that makes you want to overeat. What do you think about that?
Interesting. You know what they call that particular stuff? It is called orexin. The word orexin is the switch. And you know, orexin is derived from anorexia. Rexia means in Latin, eat or something. Anyway, so in NICE they found it that there is a switch that comes on that makes people to overeat.
Where is it at?
It's in the brain hypothalamus, that is in the center of the brain.
Aha. So, all right. So, here I got another diet question.
Mm-hmm.
Mediterranean diet.
Yeah.
What do you think that it helps when you're getting older to prevent memory and thought problems?
Interesting you asked that question because they just published a study of following out 18,000 people, average age of 65, those who followed Mediterranean diet for 20% less likely to have problems with thinking and memory skills. You already have problems with this at that age. You don't want to make it worse.
Okay. Well, I really appreciate you being here. I wonder, how come you don't ever change
I
that
have
shirt?
one more song. Obesity is a disease.
Are you singing for
Yeah.
me? All right.
Obesity is a disease. Diabetes need worse. Hypertension, stroke, heart attack. Eat Mediterranean diet.
Yeah.
Did you get that?
Eat Mediterranean diet.
Eat more veggies, whole grains, fruits. Go nuts on nuts, go nuts. Eat less of fried food, sugar, starch. Say no to soda pop.
No soda pop.
Oh, you didn't ask me a question. Obesity is a disease now, official. It is official. American Medical Association has declared obesity as a disease.
I wonder if you get insurance for that.
Yeah, you better, because everything intrudes. See, obesity is a disease. Diabetes made worse. You know that?
Huh.
Diabetes is made worse with obesity. And also, obesity is the main culprit for hypertension, stroke, heart attack. Hypertension, you had the blood pressure goes up because there is and blood needs to be pumped in through all these extra weight.
All right, so how can we solve the problem?
Well, then eat normal veggies, whole grain fruits. Go nuts on nuts, go nuts. Eat less of fried food, sugar, starch. Say no to soda thought. And also something else, exercise daily, 5 times a week, half or not daily. Walk, jog, run, bike, treadmill, elliptical, till we are soaked in sweat. Are you soaked in sweat?
I am now. I mean, the truth is, man, we've got a lot of information here, and you're agreeing with our assessments, which gives us added credibility, which we're thankful for.
Thank you for inviting me. I'm sure you'll invite me again for as the expert speaks. This show is called Me the Expert Speaks, and this guy keeps quiet. No,
Right.
No.
Well, we can do that, Doc. I mean, we're glad to have you, and we appreciate your perspective here.
Yes.
We would like to thank certain people here besides our expert, Dr. Ross Yoha. We would like to thank the people at Science Daily that provided us with all this information. Also, the City of Urbana, UPTV's production coordinator, Jason Liggett, the one, the only, and our production intern, Caleb Serpenis, as well as the UPTV station manager, Jake Schumacher. Also, the Chorister Fellowship, Tiruvala, Kerala, India, for the music score and the Hallelujah ending. And we want to thank you all for watching us, and we'll be back next time.